Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chatting with the Stars. I'm Sandy Reevy, and I'm here with Susan Goodell.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Financial astrologer. She's in Chicago right now. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Welcoming my mom back from a 2-week rehab hospital visit for 2 fractures in her pelvis. Yeah, so this eclipse was big, right? It had a lot of Mars-ish energy. And I'm here with Susan Goodell.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody.
Financial astrologer. She's in Chicago right now. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ooh, that's weird.
Welcoming my mom back from a 2-week. Well, that was a Mercury retrograde.
Wasn't it?
Who has been experiencing Mercury retrograde snafus? Right? You, Susan, what was your story?
Driving home last weekend, not necessarily a pleasant situation.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're gonna pause, we're gonna move here, but while we're gonna wait for everybody to kind of get in and get settled, and get your May astrology cheat sheet. Hopefully you have that in front of you, because if you're here now on this platform, we're in Patreon right now, and if you have the Sirius and above level of membership, you would get the astrology cheat sheet in advance, and you get to come live to this forecast.
No, Big Dipper, I think, and above.
Oh, the Big Dipper, which is the Big Dipper. Oh, here comes my mom. They're expecting her home, so I didn't turn the phone off. So let me go do that right now. Susan.
Okay. All right. Well, the Big Dipper gets access to our monthly transit outlook when we record it, typically the weekend before the month begins. And then the Little Dipper, people get access to the recording on the first of the month. So pays to be a Big Dipper person. And you also, while you're here, will be able to take one of your questions if you have one at the end when we're done with going through all the transits for May.
Right. And I think that's so super to have a star seat. In other words, if a question comes up in advance of our gathering today, you can always, email in that Patreon membership portal a question. And if we have your birth information, which we normally do have all the Patreons in my software program. If not, then you'll provide me with that. But ask a question, and Susan and I will look at it and answer the question here at the end of our hour. We'll have about 15 minutes. We do this every month. So, it's kind of the benefit of coming on to the Big Dipper and beyond and higher. So, all right. Hey, hi, everybody. Where is anybody here? Where are you from? What's going on? Welcome to the May forecast. Can you believe it?
I know.
I think April went really super speeding. And, I do want to talk a little bit about, we just did that webinar. In fact, that webinar is also up on the Patreon page that is available for anyone to pop in and look at, that we just did a couple nights ago. And, I want to review a little bit about, because we're still in the eclipse territory. We're still in the eclipse season. And, shortly after, I think it's within a day, that first eclipse, we had SpaceX, right? We had SpaceX blast off and burn up, right? That's just kind of like an eclipse. We had 2 massive major news anchors were literally they were male. They were the masculine energy were fired, let go from an anchor position, right? So that was massive. So this eclipse really favors the feminine.
Mhm. And
So
in that regard, also, the day after the eclipse last week was when the Supreme Court ruled that access to the abortion pill would still be available, in contrast to the um, state federal opinion earlier.
so yeah,
So, and that's in the female favor. So,
yeah, so let's see how we can continue this throughout the month of May. And there are some things that we'll get through for this month that, Venus is moving into Cancer. I think that's going to be a really, uplift for the feminine,
mhm.
mothering, creative, procreation, nurturing. So, let's start popping through here.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with today, since we're still at the last aspect of April?
Last aspect of April, Mars sextile Uranus, Mars in Cancer sextile Uranus in Taurus this afternoon. So actually the more pleasant aspect between Mars and Uranus, which can be explosive. This one in a sextile says that you can decide how you want to use some breakthrough kind of energy. So go ahead and do that today.
Yeah, I called it nervous yet effective.
Mhm.
And it's so interesting because that's today, as we're recording, make an offer of personal contribution to an important situation. Like this thing that matters because you matter, and what matters to you is important to your matter, which is structure, like the cross of matter, right? So just really interesting that I've left my home, come to Cincinnati, Ohio, my childhood home, basically, and it's welcoming my mother back and taking me out of my regular, this is a personal contribution that my
Mhm.
sister and I are doing. So very interesting that set up, just as we're putting up chair rails and toilet seat rails and leg lifts and chair lifts up this, so we're preparing. I found that very interesting for that today. So
On Monday, when May starts, happy May Day, Pluto turns retrograde. It had just moved into Aquarius, and now it's going to go backwards for a little bit. And so, Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20-ish years is about transforming things that are Aquarian. And that